Breaking news came out today of Tyson Fury promoter Bob Arum stating that he will bet Fury versus AJ is not going to happen, right after Bob Arum and Tyson Fury had a meeting with the arbitration judge, in which Bob Arum also revealed that Deontay Wilder trilogy is most likely next, as they soon is going to head to negotiations away from arbitration, which go hand to hand with everything that I have been informing you guys from day one. The moment Tyson Fury breached his contract with Deontay Wilder by not honoring the rematch clause, he only set himself up for failure. Tyson Fury first tried to escape the trilogy by cherry-picking Kabali back in December 5th, in which Deontay Wilder successfully blocked that fight with the mediation. And now today, Tyson Fury tried to fight Anthony Joshua. However, Deontay Wilder also successfully blocked this fight with the arbitration case that's taking place. This is the reality that old media continues to refuse to inform the public on. Instead, they bypass the inevitable trilogy with Deontay Wilder to talk about a fight that have been in negotiations for more than a year now and is still not official. It's fair to say that in 2021, boxing have been full of empty promises when it came to majority of the potential fights we were supposed to have, in which Fury versus AJ potential fight wasn't an exception at all. As Eddie Hearn have been promising the public, AJ versus Fury will be officially announced in 2 months, in a month, in 2 weeks, in a week, in 24 hours, so on and so forth. That's been the breaking news for the past 6 months by old media, while us new media told you guys otherwise. I mean, really, when does it get old? If Tyson Fury farts, that's breaking news. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I hate to tell you so, but I told you so. I never heard in my lifetime where contracts are signed, but the fight is not official. Usually, when the contracts are signed, the fight is automatically official, because signing the contracts is the last step of making a fight. Not the first step, but the last step, because the contract will include every single detail in it, from the date, the drug testing, the venue, the money, the gloves, so on and so forth. Therefore, when you sign the contract, the fight is automatically official. However, when it came to AJ versus Fury, it's the same old recycled news. Nevertheless, the truth will always come out. And a person that was so optimistic about this fight coming to fruition, Bob Arum that is, now he's so frustrated at Eddie Hearn radio silence on Fury versus Joshua site deal, in which he stated Fury might fight Deontay Wilder next in a trilogy, since AJ versus Fury may not happen due to the arbitration ties. In fact, here is what Bob Arum had to say, which I'll quote: "If I had to bet whether the Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua fight would happen or not, I would say no." This is what Bob Arum said a day after he and Fury went to an arbitration session in California to work on mediating a fight for Deontay Wilder trilogy. So when Bob was asked, can this go from mediation to negotiations? Bob responded by stating, and I quote, "A switch to negotiation is possible," in which Bob Arum later revealed that Deontay Wilder might be next. Now that's extremely shocking coming from Bob, knowing that it was Bob who stated in the past Deontay Wilder does not have a leg to stand on when it came to the arbitration case. That's what you really call a change of heart. Bob Arum also threw Eddie Hearn under the bus by stating, and I quote, "Eddie is desperate. He has one more fight with AJ, and he wants it to be the fight against Fury. But if a fight against Fury is delayed to the winter, then AJ has to fight Usyk, and that's not a big fight. Eddie is desperate here." Bob Arum also continued to talk about how Eddie was supposed to send him legally binding documents for AJ versus Fury within 24 hours, but Eddie Hearn failed to do so. Bob stated, and I quote, "Eddie is out of time. Eddie hasn't talked to us for 2 weeks. Eddie Hearn is busy trying to sail the London Bridge. Bob said he has gone radio silent. Now, this piece of information reveals why Eddie Hearn is willing to throw his reputation out of the window by promising the fans AJ versus Fury while working so hard for months to make this fight come to fruition without being able to secure this fight. It seems like Eddie Hearn is more than willing to take the loss and the blame for this fight not taking place if it means a 5% chance of this fight taking place. If you may wonder why, Bob revealed that Eddie only has Anthony Joshua for one more fight under his contract. So, one more fight and Anthony Joshua is a free agent, which that's extremely terrible for Eddie. Furthermore, Bob told Dan Rafael, which I quote, "The arbitration is going on, but it's just a waste of time and money." End of the quote. Now, the million-dollar question, that's a waste of time and money for who? It's not a waste of time and money for Deontay Wilder because justice is being served. Tyson Fury did not honor his rematch clause, so Wilder took it to mediation, now arbitration. And the results, Wilder is getting exactly what he deserved, which is the trilogy that Tyson Fury owes him. On the other hand, Tyson Fury, he tried to escape the trilogy with Wilder instead of honoring his rematch clause because his method of cheating got exposed. So he elected to pay all of these lawyers millions of dollars, according to Tyson Fury, all to duck Deontay Wilder trilogy that he's obligated to by law. So yeah, I agree with Bob. It's a waste of money and time for Tyson Fury since he's paying millions of dollars to escape the Wilder trilogy, in which all of the $1 million he paid the lawyers is going to waste since Fury is now forced to fight Deontay Wilder in a trilogy. Therefore, this have been a waste of time for Fury because he haven't fought for more than a year and a half. He haven't been making money for more than a year and a half. Why is that? Because he tried to escape Deontay Wilder trilogy, in which the mediation and arbitration is now kicking his ass, where he could have fought Deontay Wilder in December, made around $50 million, and now he could be fighting Anthony Joshua. So yeah, Fury wasted his money and time trying to duck Deontay Wilder. Nevertheless, justice will be served, since this time around, Tyson Fury can no longer cheat. And always remember, the truth will always come out. 3 things that can never ever be hidden are the sun, the moon, and the truth. They will always come out, which means the truth will always prevail. With that being stated, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi, TV. Peace. New media is on to the next.